Welcome to another episode of YouTubers Reacts. I have 3 other YouTubers that are not very happy today, especially because Tottenham have just lost 2-0 to Manchester United. They're going to react to the game, and they're also going to react to what the hypocrite Christian Romero has done today. He's called out the board for not signing any players. He's called them disgraceful for not helping this team get players in to help them through this injury crisis. And what does he do? Makes a rash, needless challenge to now put us short for the next 4 games defensively. He's going to be out for the next 4 games because this is his 2nd red card of the season. Massive letdown from our captain. This is the captain of Tottenham Hotspur, and the petulance this guy has is insufferable at times. 8 yellow cards and 2 red cards this season alone. He doesn't look interested. His head must be turned or something, because he's not had seasons like this before. He's been handed the honor of being a captain of Tottenham Hotspur, and he decides this is the season where his discipline goes in the toilet. I cannot believe the rash challenge he did today. It was needless. He won the tackle, fair enough, but then the follow-through was disgusting. He could have seriously injured that player as well, Casemiro, I think it was, and it was needless. And the most frustrating part about all of this was we were playing okay. We were on top at one stage. I looked at the stats at one stage when Man United started off strong. We started getting into the game, and it was a stage where we had 95% possession. We was really pressing them. Almost scored through Conor Gallagher, and then he goes and does something stupid like that. He's a hypocrite. You're spending all your time calling out the board and calling out the people at the top, and you're not even doing your job. You're supposed to be the captain. For me, I don't think he should be our captain with a mentality like he's got. Your captain is supposed to help others stay calm, help others when they make mistakes and just build them back up again. When your captain is doing things like this, it doesn't set a great example, especially because we have a very young side, and he's doing rash, stupid decisions like this time and time and time again this season. Enough is enough, Christian Romero. You're going to be out for the next 4 games. Then by the time you come back, we could be in a relegation battle. We're now 6 points from relegation because West Ham won today. 6 points. If you're one of these people in the camp of, oh, we won't go down, or Spurs ain't in a relegation battle, just look at the table, then look at our fixtures, because it doesn't get easier. Newcastle next, then Arsenal, then we've got Liverpool coming up very shortly. We've got Fulham away. We've got Sunderland away. These are games that I can't see Spurs winning if we carry on getting injuries. Now, flip it a little bit. I think the players that were left on the pitch today done a remarkable job. I thought they were excellent today. They ran their socks off. They put everything into trying to get something out of this game today. But Romero has massively let them down. I think players like Gallagher and Paulinho were absolutely excellent today, running their heads off. Vicario has to be mentioned. I'm not a big fan of Vicario, but he kept the scoreline down with some magnificent saves today as well. So, but Romero, at the end of the day, let them all down again. Anyway, I'm going to get some others on to have their say. And first up, I've got Dan, and this is what Dan had to say.
Yes, guys, welcome back. Match reaction. Please subscribe to Alan, Tottenham Logic TV, and all the other content creators involved in yet another painful video. So it ends 2-0 defeat away to Man United, a game destroyed by Romero's stupidness. You know, you can't forgive something like this. How many times is this player going to do this for? How many times is he going to make these dumb errors? Just the only word for it is stupidness, careless, not knowing, the importance of this game for Spurs. We were actually playing not too bad. against a rejuvenated Man United team, and he goes and does that challenge. There was just no need for it. And he's done it too many times. He did it, the home game against Liverpool. I think he's the player with the most bookings this season in the league. He's a liability. And maybe it's to do with and this is not an excuse, by the way, maybe it's to do with the whole anger he's got towards the club and the lack of ambition they showed in the transfer market, knowing all the injuries that we have. And he spoke out. Obviously, he's probably disciplined behind closed doors. But in any case, he's the captain. He should be setting the example for the first team. And it is disgraceful how he continues to make these challenges, lose his head. He just ended that match for Spurs, killed it, absolutely killed it. We suffered another injury in the second half. The doggy went off. It was finished after that red card. And it's getting a bit serious now. Unfortunately, it is getting serious because under Thomas Frank, we are staring at a relegation battle, I'm afraid. We are. West Ham win today, which is quite possible, away to Burnley. Then there's 6 points. Playing Newcastle at home on Tuesday. More missing players. Can't win a game of football. 2 wins in 17. It's a serious situation. I'm not saying we'll be relegated, but this is the position we're in. And not helped today by Romero's, disgraceful tackle. And killed the match for Spurs. Spurs were never going to be able to come back in this, especially away from home against Manchester United, who are well up for it now under Michael Carrick. The players did all they could. Vicario with a number of saves in that second half. Defenders defending the best they could. But that second goal was coming, wasn't it? Delivered by Fernandes not long before the end of the game. Xavi had a shot second half. I can't really remember us doing a lot in an attacking sense. It was just too tough, wasn't it? We had no really real pace to get up the field. He took off Wilson and brought on Radu. But today's not on Frank, it's on Romero. And he's responsible for Spurs yet again not getting a win, getting any points. And it's the unhappy season goes on. When it rains, it pours, and that's what it is under Tottenham right now this season. Guys, smash the like button, give us your thoughts. Tell us what you're feeling about Romero. Do you think he should be stripped of his captaincy now? Is he just one big liability? Drop a thought, leave a comment. Take care of yourselves. Catch you all soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Dan. Yeah, everything you said was absolutely correct. And I'm not sure if he should be stripped of his captaincy, but he's not going to be around for much longer anyway, I don't think. I think he'll be sold in the summer, to be honest, which is a massive shame. I heard a stat as well today that at Old Trafford, if Man United are ahead at half-time, they haven't lost in Premier League history. That is crazy. So when I heard that, I thought, how are Spurs going to do this with 10 men if nobody's done it in Premier League history? So for me, the game was dead by the time the commentator said that. All right, next up, I have Nigel, and here's what he had to say.
Big up Alan Nigel from Pure Coys TV. Obviously, has ended United 2 Spurs 0, another defeat for Tottenham. And with West Ham winning at the moment, we are in serious trouble. Anyone who thought Spurs would not get into a relegation battle, well, with West Ham seemingly winning today, it looks like we could well be in a relegation battle. For me, today all hinged on Romero's red card. Whether you think it was a red or not, it's the second time he's been sent off for Spurs this season. He now misses 4 games, and he is 1 booking away from a further 2-game suspension. So, listen, guys, is it worth keeping him? For me, I'd get rid of this in the summer. He has let us down again today. Our captain, our leader. When we need him on the pitch, he so often lets us down. For me, I thought the red was harsh. I thought any other player, and I think he might have got away with it. But there's no doubt, listen, it was an aggressive, firm tackle, and he did catch him. I'm not surprised he got a red, but I am disappointed. Disappointed in Romero. For me, he's our captain. We need him on the pitch. And we lose the game. Other than that, I thought the team played pretty well. I thought they battled hard. And this isn't on Frank, this isn't on the players, this is on one man, and that is Christian Romero, for me. It's also on ENIC. They have let the club down massively. We are so short in numbers, and again, with Udogie going off injured as well, we now have one fit fullback at the club, and that is 19-year-old Souza, who actually played all right when he come on. Guys, I'm not sure where we go from here. We are in a relegation scrap. There's no doubt about it. Smash a like, hit a subscribe for Alan at Tottenham Logic TV, and subscribe to the rest of us as well. It's really hard work talking about Spurs when we're losing every week. Have a great day, guys. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Cheers, Nigel. And yeah, shout out to Souza today, because he came in basically in the deep end again with 10 men against Man United, who were on the front foot. And I think he did actually really well today. Very composed on the ball, very good going forward as well. It's just he had to keep cutting back because there was nobody ahead of him to pass to. But I think on another day with 11 men and Spurs on the front foot, I think Souza could be pretty decent. But having one fullback in the squad now is going to be very, very tough for us coming up against some really hard teams as well. Last but not least, I have Harry, and here's what he had to say.
Hi Alan, thank you very much for having me. So disappointing to be talking about yet another defeat because we haven't won a league game in 2026. But this for me is not on Thomas Frank. I love Romero, and despite what people say, I think he's a fantastic captain and of course a world-class player. We all know that. But moment of madness for him cost us ultimately in this game. It been down to 10 men, from the 29th minute. It's never ideal. It ruins the game plan. I actually thought we'd done really well to stay in the game until the 80th minute, make attacking changes, and then you have to take that risk at that point. Fans would have moaned at Frank if we didn't. We took the risk and paid the price for conceding the second. So incredibly frustrating. And the only thing that is on Frank for me is that first goal. We concede that similar type of goal, let's just say, regularly. That's a frustrating thing. And when I say type of goal, what I mean by that is on the edge of the box, players being unmarked, because Frank views those chances as low XG chances. He views them as low goal scoring opportunities. Therefore, hold your position, do not go and press, and that for me is not the right thing. We've seen under Thomas Frank and Postecoglou, several Spurs managers, Conte, Mourinho, whoever it may be, that we always concede shots outside the box. We need to start taking them seriously. For me, that first goal again is your typical victim of going down to 10 men. You have to cut your losses. Who are you going to mark? Who you're not going to mark? But I'd argue that Brian Mbeumo is quite an important player to mark. I think Vicario's got to be doing better. Definitely takes a flick off Martinez, but for me, Vicario has long enough to react. I'm not asking Vicario to keep it out, but I do think he should be getting a hand to it. Second goal, swift move from United, and we paid the price. I think that we were relying on a Solanke kind of moment, or just any kind of moment at the end to make it 1-1, but it wasn't to be. United got the second goal, and it's 4 wins for them in a row under Michael Carrick. They're doing fantastically, and to give people some context as well, they're now 15 points above us. So I think any hope for Tottenham of European places is slipping away week by week. It felt like we had to win this game if we wanted anything like top 6. It is going, and some will again look behind them in a relegation battle. For me, it's not Thomas Frank. I think it's right to keep him there till the end of the year, but having said that, we need to start winning league games. Not a single league win yet, and we are now progressing rapidly through February, so this is not good. I recognise that. Romero now out for the next 4 games. That is on him. He's let today and the next 4 games as well. Thomas Frank down, his teammates down, and the fans down. As good as the player he is, still should be captain. Lots calling for him to be strict to his captaincy. I don't agree with that. I don't buy that at all. However, a moment of madness nonetheless. But Alan, thank you for having me. Shame to be talking about another defeat. Maybe our curse six only seem to be doing this when we lose, but I am still behind Frank and still behind these boys to turn it around, and I'm always going to try and be glass half full. But come you Spurs.
Cheers, Harry, mate. Much appreciated. And good to call out that Man United do deserve credit as well. Like, I'm just a bit annoyed that about Spurs. That's why I didn't say it. But Man United played some fantastic football today. They really did. 4 wins in a row for them now. Who would have thought changing your manager might change your fortunes, eh? But yeah, they deserve a lot of credit. Even if we didn't get the sending off, there's still a high chance that they may have still gone on to win this game. They were very, very good, especially with the one-touch football. So yeah, fully deserved. Just very upset that it wasn't even Stevens player-wise. But anyway, everybody that's been on the show today, I will pin their channels to the top comments so they're easy to find. Please go to their channels and subscribe. All top channels, all top people, all keep coming on and working hard, even though Spurs lose nearly every single week. But that's it for today. Do you think Romero is a hypocrite? Do you think he should still be our captain? Thank you for watching, and come on, you Spurs.